has a IPL, a captain's knock off 50 of 29 by Shreyas Iyer. People's Punjab Kings 210 per 5 to victory over CSK Chennai Super Kings 209 by 5 with 8 balls to go. 16 is in a highlight of this Times of India paper, as well as the EC 500 CEOs of central forces to stay in Bengal after results. So, step taken to prevent post-poll violence in state. The full details, if we check in a short form, deployment till further orders of the Election Commission. Poll process ends in Bengal on May 6th. Post-poll deployment of central forces to remain till further orders of Election Commission. Commission official says post-poll violence has a direct correlation with elections, and this makes EC a stakeholder. And if you see, Malda sees former AIMIM candidate held. So, Bengal CID Friday arrested a former AIMIM candidate and Calcutta High Court lawyer identified as the upstanding prime suspect in the April 1 Malda violence hours before NIA Inspector General Sonia Singh's arrival in Kolkata to lead the Election Order Commission probe into the mob sludge which 7 judicial officers on SIR duty had been held hostage, reports Subho Malhotra, Roshan Gupta, and Tamanga Bange. So, main central government is forcing on Bengal elections because of there are various strikes and revolts been taking place in Bengal. So that's what the election commission has been ordered 500 COS of central forces to stay in Bengal itself. This is the main article which had in Times of India. If you say Telangana High Court contempt notice to IIM Mumbai top officials over admissions row. As well as if we see Telangana High Court on Thursday initiated contempt proceedings against senior officials of IIM Mumbai for allegedly failing to comply with its earlier orders concerning the administration of a Hyderabad-based MBA aspirant. So, Justice Nagesh Bhimapaka issued notices to the institution's director legate based on the education of the student. Telangana High Court issued notices to the Mumbai IIM Mumbai. The another news, if we see observe, Andhra government employee raped and brutalized suspect on run. This is a big news. Seems to be that held in Andhra Pradesh. Brutal assault. The assailant gained entry into the survivor's house by asking for water. The assault involved extreme brutality. The victim was alone at home as her nephew went to his hometown. Palnado police from the special teams to track the assailant analyzed CCTV footage and have reportedly identified a primary suspect. This is a very bad news which has happened in Andhra Pradesh. So, Andhra government employee raped. So, police officials has to be taken some necessary actions with an immediate effect on this news article. If we observe another news article in the Times of India newspaper, main edition, Aridhaman, destroyer of enemies, boosts in N-sub fleet. INS Aridhaman, the country's third nuclear-powered ballistic missile, which was the photo is been displaying on the newspaper. Submarine was commissioned into the Navy on Friday. An official source confirmed to Times of India. It is learned that Defense Minister Rajnath Singh and Navy Chief Admiral Dinesh K. Tripathi attended the commissioning with a 7,000-ton displacement. The 130-meter submarine is designed for enhanced stealth powered by an 83 megawatt compact light water reactor to deploy the sources of the army as well as the Navy itself. Telangana students who face fee crisis as private college demand upfront payment. We have decided to get implemented In the case from coming academic year, students will be allowed to join our colleges only if parents are willing to pay the fee from their pocket. Professor G. Nageshwar Rao commented on this one. So Telangana students has to face the fee crisis. Another article, if you see, in the main edition, Telangana Sarpanch attempts suicide, dies in car crash on the way to hospital. Durgam Laharika, 31, Sarpanch of Masaipet village in Nirmal district, died after a suicide attempt turned fatal with the car taking her to hospital crashed into a stationary tractor. Coach borrows 10 lakhs girls team from MP gets to IWL. Param Ashwar's loans covered the cost of kits and travel expenses. This was one of the news which was covered in the main edition. Cheetah in burst of sparks concern. Burqa called woman uses fake gun to loot. This is an interesting article which was being focused on the main edition. A burqa clad woman and her boyfriend, later identified as Pal Kori and Rahul Kumar, on Thursday looted a jewelry shop in Ayodhya, threatening a staffer with a fake pistol. Pal is pregnant and the two accused were nabbed while allegedly attempting to flee the district. So these are the main interesting topics. If you go to main edition, we can find the Times of India. US jet down in Iran, one pilot rescued, search on for other. Yeah, UNS votes today on reopening Hormuz. So we can see the destroyed bridge, a flyover. Tehran offers reward for enemy pilot. If you go deep into this article, the B1 bridge in Karaz, around 35 kilometers southwest of Tehran, was specifically targeted in US. Israel strikes on Thursday, killing 8 civilians and injuring nearly 95 others in nearby areas. Trump called in Iran's biggest bridge in remarks after the attack. Tehran said, striking unfinished bridges will not compel Iranians to surrender. So even though America is forcing to Iran to step down, but Iran is fighting with a challenging forces. Press seeks 1.5 trillion deficit budget. US Army chief fired. Trickle down pain for contract gig workers. Another article we can see. Shift from LPG. Government seeks to up cook supply. We see slow mapping SIR likely to be delayed in Telangana. As IAS officer's son, 6 others test positive in Kondapur pub drug raid. This is the biggest article which has to be focused as a social responsibility for all of us. The party turns sour. The Eagle operation targeted a high-profile event featuring DJ Black Coffee, attended by around 1,400 people. On the spot, tests detected substances including ganja, methamphetamine, and benzodiazepines among selected attendees. Police have launched a probe into the drug supply chain with cases booked under the NDPS. So youth was been more attracting for the drugs. So this is a destructive matter for growth of the youth and irrespective of social responsibilities. So police higher officials and DGP and the Home Department should have been attention and should take an immediate action against such articles people are urging. So SC Supreme Court upholds harsher punishment for higher authority for misdeeds in the courts. So this is an article which is useful for lawyers and advocates as well as all the higher officials. Allahabad High Court seeks explanation from UP Additional Chief Secretary for not using Honorable before Union Minister's name in FIR. Rajasthan High Court revises a apology criticizing transferring a bill passed by Parliament in its order on state policy, and Supreme Court judge recuses himself from case after hearing was wrapped up and judgment reserved. So Bombay High Court's Nagpur bench says a woman can't be held criminally liable for her husband's suicide solely due to marital discord. So this court upholds which were harsher punishment for a higher authority for misdeeds. This was the one of the article which we are seeing in the Times of India. So government's fast track push for exempted vehicles. So this is the news for vehicles fast track where happens at toll gates of the highways. Cash toll collection to end April by 10th. And 12 of family get life for killing man over goat dispute in Kota. This is one of the article. Fall weather on way travel only if you must Jammu and Kashmir locals tourist told. Pregnant woman robs jewelry of 3.6 lakh with a burqa and toy gun, and they were being arrested. Police been inquiring on those accusers. Kuno cheetah enters the sanctuary near NH National Highway, rises accident fear. So this is one of the news which was covered. And Uttarakhand school builds ghost temple after collecting money from students. It's an interesting story. What it matters if we deeply observe, when several girls began to fall unconsciousness in the school, it was attributed to the spirit of a laborer from Nepal who had died in an accidental fall near the school 3 decades ago. So they collected money and built ghost temple. So this is a news article which was being published in Times of India. Dues of nearly 10,000 crores from government over past 4 years, says colleges. So private colleges have sigh of relief, but students review financial burden, school fee hike, parents blame lack of regulation. So High Court lets colleges to collect fee directly from students. This is a very sadful and utter news for the students and parents itself, because it seems suspicious of government failure in helping of the students' fees. T aims to build 2,500 crore CSR corpus fund to set up tea industries for fund collection. For shift. So this is a industrial aspect group seeks times for DGP appointment. So Telangana High Court was informed that the state government is actively examining the panel of IPS Union Public Service Commission for the appointment of a full-time Director General of Police and has sought time taken a final decision. The decision has been given to the government, so Telangana seeks time for a DGP appointment. And one more article, if we observe, Nigerian woman held with cocaine in Hyderabad, Telangana. Whereas daily, regularly, we are seeing so many kinds of drug peddlers, arrests, as well as police raids in Hyderabad. Drug peddling is mostly is been flowing as a common thing in Telangana, even in rural areas too. So police officials has to be majorly focused on these issues. People are just now road safety test mandatory to get license. So this is a important article also. Unique set number, 6 modules of 30 minutes each. Test can be taken remotely using a camera enabled laptop or desktop or at a driving school center. On completion, applicants will receive unique certificate number which will be needed for learner's license application. This is for driving license application news. So one of the article, if we observe Kavita, Kavita says the title TRS is up for grabs and anyone can use it I5. So, whereas the BRS party, which was titled as the TRS, been most probably coming to in the same panel as the TRS by the leadership of Kavita. It seems this article has been displayed over head title. MIM independently conducted pro-SIR mapping, alleges BJP. Allegations baseless. CEO condemns that. So Telangana seeks time for DGP. This already we have been noticed. Over 230 Hyderabad hospitals fail fire test get notices. Even in Hyderabad hospitals, what we are serving safety drive screens 1600 city facilities where which falls with results major grabs, no alarms, sprinklers and smoke detectors. All hospitals should have a great attention on this news article. Emergency exits blocked, staff unprepared. 230 hospitals issued notices for the fire safety violations, even though they are collecting lakhs, thousands of rupees from the clients and customers and the patients. They are not at all using the government norms and rules for fire safety. As we been observed these within a span of months, there was a number of fire incidents in hospitals, even though they are not at all using the government issues, right? 800 hospitals inspected in ongoing drug, 145 fire stations conducting checks across city, unsafe oxygen storage and overloading wiring. So all hospitals should take care on the fire, safety slacks. Okay, DGGA attaches 20 crore Kokapet villa in betting linked GST probe. This is the biggest issue. DGGI, the Directorate General of GST Intelligence, Hyderabad Zonal Unit has provisionally attached a villa in Kokapet linked to YS Prabhu Kumar, Director of Wegofin Digital Solutions, in a major online betting linked GST evasion case. The property is estimated to be worth around 20 crore. So police are investigating on this news. Probe widens into drug supply network. Police said they had prior information about possible drug abuse at the venue and identified 64 attendees as potential suspects, disrupting the event. 6 teams were deployed to carry out checks during the raid. So recently we held yesterday's news that in Kondapur in a pub, so many drug peddlers and 16 been arrested. And another article is a 19-year-old steals gold from home to fund gadgets and car arrested. Breach of promise to marry not cheating unless done with dishonest intent. Court decides that breach of promise to marry not a cheating unless done with dishonest intent. So this is a news article which will be used for advocates and high courts and also all the majors who fell in love and promises to intend to marry and fail. So judge relied on precedents laid down by the Supreme Court, which clarify that a criminal liability for cheating arises only when a promise is made in bad faith from the outset. So another article, if we see observe Telangana to be a South Asia's textile capital by 2014, Revanth Reddy says end-to-end ecosystem. And if we clearly observe Chief Minister Revanth Reddy at the 13th Asian Textile Conference at XCon 2026 in Hyderabad attended and observed clearly, and he said Telangana to be a South Asia's textile capital by 2047. His vision is clearly visible over here. Nursery to UKG in government schools from 26 to 27 cm. So nursery to UKG in government schools from 26 to 27. So Supreme Court verdict on GRPN win for transparency. Another article. Court tells registry to issue notices. The contempt petition was filed by Kataru Satya Sai, an MBA aspirant who approached the court in Feb challenging his exclusion from shortlist from 2026-28 MBA program. And the government also issued the notices to the IIM to save the students' future career. Two youngsters killed as a car rams into parked lorry, two others injured in accident at Karimnagar. Another incident was occurred two miners drone in Akeruvaku. BRS lost relevance in Telangana. Congress says Telangana Congress President B. Mahesh Kumar Gaud has claimed that the BRS has lost its relevance and the BJP has no foothold in the state. So no matter whatever else, Congress is only to be going to rule. Mahesh Kumar says. Special prayers and passion place mark Good Friday. As yesterday, if we see thousands gather at churches across twin cities to commemorate purification of Jesus Christ, they made several activities on the name of the Good Friday. And the next article, if we see MIM names first list of 12 for Bengal polls. So MIM is going to contest in Bengal polls as well as BJP is also taken it as a challenging. Shipments to Iran get stuck as war disrupts rice trade. Large orders placed for parboiled rice. Nutritious shift. This is in Iran, premium broken rice is issued for making dough-based foods. The parboiling process enhances nutrition of rice. 50 to 20 Indian exporters supply rice to the Islamic Republic. Due to ongoing war, tons of rice now stuck in vessels of the Mumbai coast and in Gulf waters. So India is helping Iran. This news article shows Sarpanch dies in car crash after suicide bid. Another article, if we observe clearly, title TRS up for grabs, anyone can use it, Kavita. Old name but new agenda. It seems public has been forgotten TRS name as it was named BRS, but Kavita is openly challenges that she is going to make a new political party with old political party name TRS. Kalvakota Kavita says TRS title is free and anyone can use it. Old name and new agenda, but agendas are new. Comments spur rumors over the new party's probably name. The ex-MP criticizes Congress government lack of meaningful progress regarding fee regulation. Claims the education system is deteriorating due to improper oversight. Congress betrayed tribals, says Harish Rao. Bhatti urges voters to back alliance. Manhunt on for accused, says cops. INS Taragiri inducted into Navy. Navy forces inducted INS Taragiri, which is useful for ballistic forces for Navy to strengthen Navy forces in Indian Navy. Another news, if we observe, is Supreme Court judge excuses after hearing in a case completed. So celebrate Ambedkar's birth anniversary as festival of his thoughts. Maharashtra CM Fadnavis says offices shut or Babu's busy. Appeal worry for SIR deleted. Many in Bengal fear missing 2 week window. Retired High Court judge quits tribunals. So this is what Bengal is to be becoming a happening story again. Uh, what matters regarding elections, we don't know, but something might be things going on in Bengal. Orders probe into Ganderbal encounter. Marital discord can't be suicide abatement. Jailed Maoist ex-Politburo member dies. So these are the articles which has been promoted. And the interesting point of the Tamil Nadu politics is here, if we observe, caste and community centric parties rarely win on their own but are increasingly being so roped in by Dravidian parties who believe they play a lead role in poll outcomes. Here is the Stalin picture. and here is the Iswaran picture. So DMK, Anna DMK, and one more KMD case. So all are they sentimentally praising the people to vote them and give another one chance. Don't know Talapati Vijay parties, what it happens, what it shows results after the nominations. Anyhow, another if we see Shah woos a cow and a buffalo for every tribal home. This is a great news. And Mamata taunts Shah can stay in Bengal for 365 days. It won't help. Annamalai not on BJP list, but summoned to meet PM. Will campaign for all BJP NDA candidates. This is a great comment made by Prime Minister itself that Annamalai not on BJP list, but summoned to meet PM. This is a will campaign for all BJP NDA candidates. Directly, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, accompanied by Puducherry CM in Rangaswamy at a roadshow on Friday, and commented a highlight point that has been showing here. And one more thing, interesting point is Stalin's son-in-law, a backroom boy, steps out to take the spotlight. Maybe he enters into the politics, don't know, but articles are being published in the newspapers. If you observe another article, government confident of cross-party support on women's quota bills, but unity among four major opposition parties can torpedo the bills. Special partial session on women's quota bill floats poll code, Congress says. Another title, if we see, on Reds, Kerala sees red. Victory for UDF in the state would not so much be an endorsement of Congress-led alliance as a message, and to left, especially CPM, communists have lost both their progressive and governance credentials. So this was the picture highlighted saying that on Reds, Kerala sees red. Ladies and gentlemen, at the races, horses to fast cars, Ascot Formula 1, speed continues to be an apotheosis, but the men do. Women decorate, era is over. Now it's more, you drive, I will drive. Let's see who is faster. This is a challenging, game challenging. One of the beautiful picture is also displayed on this major article on this newspaper. If you go another page, we found Bangladesh foreign minister to arrive in India in the next week. The next article is 7th Indian ship crosses Hormuz. 17 remains stranded. Vessel coming to India now on way to China. Day after his arrest removal, Chadda in slugfest with AAP colleagues. State asked to take steps to curb misinfo on fuel availability, and 17 calls between Deputy CM Shinde and Kharat Damania. Government calls not evidence of collision guilt. These are the main highlights as per us now. So if we come to the main international news, the 1.5 trillion olive branch, Trump seeks history's costliest peace, and he reveals that under new defense proposal, US poised to surpass combined spending of next 10 countries including China, Russia, India, and Saudi Arabia and UK. These are the countries which are mainly focused by the US for raising anything, because Trump, whatever he is saying and his activities are more creating histories as never earlier presidents of the UN nation has been never conducted such type of statement. So everybody is astonishing by these statements of the Trump, how China can survive without the Strait of Hormuz, showing a draft and a complete graphical analysis So China has enough oil stored to cover 7 months of imports, saying this news article. So, like that, how governments are shielding households amid rising energy prices. If you see this article, people protest in Lahore on Friday as Pakistan increases fuel prices by up to 54%. South Korea, China, Australia, Japan, EU, Bangladesh, Argentina, Malaysia, Greece, Vietnam, and Brazil, South Africa, Indonesia. So, how governments are shielding households amid rising energy prices, fuel energy prices. So, this is also an interesting point. Tipu's ghost and Trump's jibes haunt a transatlantic Franco-American rift. This is another article where one side is war is going on, the other side Trump unveils tariffs on some patent drugs and also ties up with Tipu's ghost and Trump's jibes haunt. This really matters in international news. So, if you observe in the another paper, government seeks to push cooktop supply, boost production, not just COs, institutional kitchens to move to electric cooking because of the LPG and the fuels. Electric cooking is better. Governments are opting for electric cooking and focusing on that in future crisis. Contract workers face jobless risks on fuel input supply woes. Jobs in formal manufacturing sector below 2015-16 level survey. So these are the main news which are being published in Times of India. So if we come to financial reports, microfinance replaces informal credit. Report says in 14 years, share of it formal borrowing falls to 1%. If we deeply observe, some of the analyzing pick has been given here. MIF rates align with industry benchmarks, comparison of survey interest rates with industry data, survey interest rate, industry data, financial years, bank, NBFC, NBFC, MFI, SFB, and industries. So, as everyone is well enjoying the IPL season, here are the highlights in the Times of India. Face off played 37, won by DC 16, won by Mumbai Indians 21. Last five matches DC, Mumbai Indians, Times Sports 2020 highlighted the picture. I used to watch Dale Steyn along while I was young. The way they swung the ball at such high pace inspired to become a fast bowler, hopefully, says Agnabi. Easy does it for foul face Punjab. Shreyas Iyer, Priyansh show the way as PBKS chased down to 10 with ease for second straight win. And one more news of the sports, if we see Hardik keen to convey ODI bowling fitness. And Rohit had a clear plan about his fitness, farmer says. Rahane lashes out at jealous critics. A lot has changed for me, mentally and technically, says Devdutt Padikkal. He says that 61 of 26 against Sunrisers Hyderabad. Did it feel like a continuation on your Vijay Hazare Trophy from? Was there a conscious shift in approach for the IPL? A lot has been changed for me, he reveals. And Sindro continues to surge ahead. Zach GM punishes Nakamura for unprecedented 4.5 points after 5 runs. So these are the news which has been covered under the Times of India. The last page, if it goes, the less educated go down the racism path. Atletos Lukman shares Yamal's outrage on facing crowd abuse. Lukman Dozier. Hockey India official faces allegations of misconduct. This is also one of the article published in the last page of the Times of India. Courts must show restraint in interfering with order. Supreme Court restores differential punishments. Supreme Court says. And government pushes to drop minor cases after Jan Vishwas Bill Gates House approval. So another sports coach Param or hero DRFC player says. So one of the no honorific for Minister High Court seeks UP government's reply. The High Court directed the Register Compliance to communicate the order. The High Court directed the Register Compliance to communicate the order within 48 hours to Additional Chief Secretary, Home and SSP of Mathura. So this is all the Times of India news today. We'll take a leave. Please subscribe and like and share. Thank you.